The crowd was on its feet. 80,000 fans inside the Hard Rock Stadium had just witnessed something that defied belief. A wildcard entry, ranked 140th in the world, had just demolished the world number 2, a 5-time Grand Slam champion, in straight sets. The girl who had grown up training on a makeshift court painted over a basketball court in Quezon City had just beaten Iga Swiatek, the player she had idolized for years. But that wasn't the most shocking part. What happened after the match, what she revealed to the world, left everyone speechless. It confirmed what millions had suspected, and it would change the way we remember Eala forever. "I don't know what to say," she said, tears streaming down her face. "I mean, complete disbelief right now. I am on cloud 9. It's forever in my heart." But that was just the beginning. What she revealed next would stun the tennis world and expose the truth behind the meteoric rise of the Philippines' first tennis superstar. Alexandra Eala was not supposed to be here. At 18 years old, she was supposed to be just another promising junior player, grinding on the ITF circuit, slowly working her way up the rankings. The Philippines had never produced a world-class tennis player. The country had no tennis tradition, no grass courts, no Wimbledon champions. But Eala had been carrying the weight of a nation on her shoulders since she was 13 years old, when she left her family behind to move to Mallorca, Spain, and train at the prestigious Rafa Nadal Academy. "I think a lot of external factors have changed," Eala told reporters after her Miami breakthrough. "More eyes on me. I guess there's more exposure." The expectations were suffocating. Every match was analyzed. Every defeat was dissected. She was supposed to be the one who would put Philippine tennis on the map, who would inspire a generation of young Filipinos to pick up a racket. And when she lost, the criticism was merciless. "I don't pay attention to a lot of the negative comments," she said. "One mentality that I have is, there's so much positive that I get from the Pinoys. So why would I focus on the negative? Kung kani lang?" Usually, these people don't know about tennis, and a lot of people don't know what goes on behind the scenes. But the pressure was real. The weight of being the first Filipina to reach a WTA semifinal, the first to beat a top 5 player, the first to crack the top 100. And at 18 years old, she was handling it all with a maturity that surprised even her closest supporters. The day after her historic victory over Iga Swiatek, Eala sat down for an interview that would reveal the truth that everyone suspected. She was asked about her success, her training, her dreams, and her response was nothing short of remarkable. "A part of loving yourself is loving where you come from," she said. "I've never met a Filipino who isn't proud to be a Filipino. Where you come from is a big part of who you are. Every time you step out on the court, your flag is next to your name. It's always going to relate to your identity." The words hung in the air like a confession. It was the first time she had publicly revealed what many had suspected, that her pride in her heritage was not just a slogan, but a driving force behind her success. "I am a firm believer that where you come from is a big part of who you are," she continued. "I do my best to represent the country on and off the court. It comes from a genuine place of love." But then came the twist, the confession that stunned everyone. "I know that a lot of people look up to me, especially the youth. I just want to represent us in a way that Pinoys would be glad to be represented." What Eala revealed in that interview was not just a confession about her pride. It was a declaration of purpose, a recognition that her success was not just about tennis, but about representing her country, that she had nothing left to prove to the critics, that she was already the champion her nation needed. Behind the success and the records was a young girl who had sacrificed everything. Eala had been traveling internationally for tournaments since she was 8 years old. At 13, she had moved to Spain alone, leaving her family, her friends, and her homeland behind. Her days were grueling, training for hours at the Rafa Nadal Academy, balancing academics with technical sessions, recovery sessions, and match play. She had no time for a normal teenage life. No parties, no late nights, no weekends off. Just tennis, day after day, year after year. "Your professional life takes a toll on your social life from a young age," Eala admitted, "when you're a tennis player. But there are so many connections. There are so many what-ifs. I couldn't have done this. But there are so many things that I have been able to do, that I'm so grateful for. And it just outweighs much more. The sacrifices were immense. But they were also necessary. How many people are lucky enough to chase their dreams? And to be a professional tennis player from the Philippines?" she asked, the answer clear in her voice. Eala's journey to tennis stardom was not just about hard work and talent. It was about the environment that shaped her. The Rafa Nadal Academy, where she had trained since the age of 13, was more than just a training facility. It was a family, a community, a place where she could grow not just as a player, but as a person. Her first interaction with Rafael Nadal was surreal. Her family had flown to Spain for a trial, and in the Madrid airport, they just happened to pass by the tennis legend. We kind of chased him down. "Rafa, we're going to your academy. Can we take a pic?" she recalled with a laugh. Since then, she has developed a close relationship with the 22-time Grand Slam champion, who has been a mentor and a source of inspiration. Despite her closeness to him, Eala admitted she's still scared to talk to him. "He's Rafa, so you're always going to be scared. I don't know what to say. I always get very tongue-tied." "It doesn't get easier," she confessed. But the influence of Nadal was clear in her game. The composure under pressure, the relentless work ethic, the ability to fight until the very end. "The biggest thing I notice in Rafa is how he fights till the end, how his thoughts are so clear," Eala said. "He's so calm, but at the same time so fired up. I think I really tried to channel that energy during this whole week." Eala's most powerful confession came when she reflected on the responsibility of representing her country. "To be Filipino is something I take so much pride in," she said after her U.S. Open victory. "I don't have a home tournament, so to be able to have this community at the U.S. Open, I'm so grateful they made me feel like I'm home." The words resonated with millions. Here was a young woman who had achieved something no Filipino player had ever achieved, and she was using her platform to honor her roots, to celebrate her identity, and to inspire others. "I'm so blessed to be the first to do this," she said after becoming the first Filipina to win a Grand Slam match. "I take so much pride in representing my country. It makes what I do bigger than myself." That, perhaps, was the most powerful revelation of all. Eala was not playing for herself. She was playing for an entire nation. She was carrying the flag with her wherever she went. And she was proving that with hard work, determination, and an unwavering belief in oneself, anything is possible. Eala's legacy is still being written, but her impact on Philippine tennis is already undeniable. She has broken barriers, shattered records, and inspired millions. Her run at the Miami Open, where she defeated 3 Grand Slam champions, was a watershed moment for Philippine sports. Her rise to the top 50, the highest ranking ever achieved by a Filipina player, was a testament to her talent and her determination. But her legacy extends far beyond the numbers. She has shown that a girl from the Philippines, with no tennis tradition and limited resources, can compete with the best in the world. She has proven that dreams are worth chasing, no matter how impossible they seem. And she has reminded the world that where you come from is a big part of who you are. As Eala herself said, "I do my best to behave as well as I can, especially in the international tennis scene. I am what comes to mind when they see Filipinos, so I really do my best." The future of Philippine tennis is bright, and Eala is leading the way. The world is watching, and she is carrying the flag with pride. At just 18 years old, Eala had done what no Filipino player had ever done. She had beaten the world number 2. She had reached a WTA 1000 semifinal. She had cracked the top 100. She had inspired a nation. But she had also revealed the truth that everyone suspected, that she was playing for something bigger than herself. That her pride in her country was not just a slogan, but a driving force. That she would never forget where she came from. "A part of loving yourself is loving where you come from," she had said. The true measure of Eala is not in the trophies she will win, the records she will break, or the goals she will achieve. It is in the millions of lives she will touch. The children who will grow up watching her, dreaming of becoming like her. The fans who will see in her a reflection of their own struggles and triumphs. The nation that will rally behind her, united by a shared dream. She will go down in history as one of the greatest to ever play the game, not just for what she will achieve, but for how she will achieve it. With passion, with determination, and with an unwavering belief in herself. But the dream belongs to Eala, and with every victory she earns, it also belongs to the millions who dared to dream with her. This was not the end, it was the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter of reflection, of gratitude, of peace. She had given everything, and she left with a clear conscience. And that is the greatest legacy of all.